Last caller, Ivo from Food from Santi. Ivo?
Yes, Ivo.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, you can go ahead and ask the question.
Minister, thank you for speaking to us. We appreciate that you're leading the COVID-19 process and research excellence. Just a question about the time frame. What can be the selling of media to farmers? What are the time frames you're looking at for applications that we could check out for interesting?
We've indicated that on Wednesday the applications will be out and farmers can access them and apply, and the closing date is the 22nd of April. We are doing this because we are dealing with an emergency, and therefore the time frame, yes, will be short, but it will enable everybody who is affected in terms of the announcement we made to be able to apply in the relevant offices or through online.
Okay, let's take one caller before we go to the WhatsApp.
This is the last one. This is Crystal from OFM.
Hi, Crystal. You can go ahead.
Should I ask?
Yes, Crystal, you can ask a question.
Okay. Hi, it's Crystal here from OFM Radio News in Bloemfontein. I would just like to know, will there be any amended regulations on the COVID-19 protocol with regards to...
Hi, Crystal.
Yes?
Go ahead.
Hi, yes, it's Crystal here from OFM Radio. I just want to find out, will there be any amended regulations regarding the COVID-19 protocol when we look at exports of wool and cotton?
Okay, thank you, Crystal.
Crystal, at the moment there is no amendment that is in process, but we will engage with the industry to understand what the constraints. As you know, that what we are dealing with in this lockdown is actually those commodities that are essential, that relate to food industries, and we will then look at other commodities, whether or not there is a need for any amending the protocol. That would be engagement between ourselves and the relevant industry and the ministries that are responsible for disaster, national disaster.
Okay, thank you very much, Minister. Can we take those on the WhatsApp?
Thanks. On the WhatsApp, Reggie, we have two other questions. One from Ficus from Network 24. And the question is, are we producing enough food to get South Africans through lockdown? But also in the month to come, international trading will probably be negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic for months. Please elaborate. And the second question is coming from Paul from Bloomberg. Why is this fund reserved for South African citizens only? What happens if a farmer is a foreign national with permanent South African citizenship?
Thank you, Minister.
Well, thank you very much. Currently, we are producing enough, and we are intending through this intervention to ensure that we've got enough security of supply to deal with the issues that might impact in terms of import and export, in terms of international trade. So that is why, as Cabinet, we've agreed that we needed to have some interventions to assist the various industries during this period of lockdown. With respect to the qualification, yes, South African citizens also include those who have got permanent residence in the country, because they are having a permanent residence to be in South Africa. That's why some of them do even have access to farms where they can be able to produce. So those small-scale farmers who fall in the category that I've mentioned and on the commodities that have been outlined will be assisted.
Thank you very much, Minister. I think those were all the questions. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the media. I must say that the statement will be on the government website as well as our departmental website. But other than that, thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you.
We've come to an end of our media briefing. Thank you very much.
of Agricultural Land Reform and Rural Development, Thoko Didiza, addressing the media there, speaking about 1.2 billion rand fund that's been set aside to assist small farmers. The qualifying criteria is that they have to be South African farmers and that they must be registered on a provincial database and have been farming for at least 12 months. There's no infrastructure support, and how it's been set up is that women are set to get 50%, youth 40%, and persons with disabilities 6%. It's not widespread support. It's an intervention to make sure that for the next 6 months South Africa is able to produce food and small gaps can be plugged. No payment of debt is part of that 1.2 billion rand relief. Of course, not the only relief that's been granted to the agricultural sector. There are other ones for different companies. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll get reaction from somebody who assists small farmers, and we'll also take a look at what's happening with your market news. Do stay with us on On Point.